Srila Gurudev. Hari Naam Sankirtan Yajna ki. Please repeat. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. We welcome you all to Srimad Bhagavatam study. Thank you very much. So we're studying from 4th canto, chapter 7. And I've been advised that the verse for today are verse number 55 to 57. So please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we'll be reading three verses one by one, and we will do the translation. We'll also read the purport, and then we will discuss afterwards. Yeah. So please repeat. Maitreya Uvacha Evam Bhagavatadishta Prajapati Patir Harim Architva Kratuna Svena Devan Ubhayato Yajat Devan Ubhyato Yajat. So, word by word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay. Please repeat. Maitreya Uvacha said, Evam thus Bhagavata by the Supreme Lord, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Adishtah, having been instructed, Prajapati Patihi, the head of all the Prajapatis. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Harim, Hari, Architva, after worshipping, Kratuna, with the sacrificial ceremonies, Swena, his own, Devan, the demigods, Ubhyata, separately, Ayajat, worshipped. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. The sage Maitreya said, thus Daksha, the head of all Prajapatis, having been nicely instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, worshipped Lord Vishnu. After worshipping him by performing the prescribed sacrificial ceremonies, Daksh separately worshipped Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. one person recite the verse. Now you know the meaning. Please focus on the meaning. Maitreya Uvacha Evam Bhagavata Prajapati Patir Harim Architva Kratuna Svena Devan Ubhyato Yajat. Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please hear. Lord Vishnu should be offered everything and his prasad should be distributed to all the demigods. This practice is still followed in temple of Jagannath at Puri. There are many temples of demigods around the main temple of Jagannath, and the prasad which is offered first to Jagannath is distributed to all the demigods. The deity of Bhagalin is worshipped with the prasad of Vishnu, and also in the famous Lord Shiva temple of Bhuvaneshwar, the prasad of Lord Vishnu or Lord Jagannath is offered to the deity of Lord Shiva. This is the Vaishnava principle. The Vaishnava does not deride even ordinary living entities, including the small ant. Everyone is offered proper respect according to his position. The offering, however, is in relation to the center, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna or Vishnu. The devotee who is highly elevated sees the relationship to Krishna in everything. He does not see anything as being independent of Krishna. That is his vision of oneness. Okay. Now verse number 56. Please repeat. Rudram cha svena bhagena hi upadhavat samahita karmano davsanena somapanaitiranapi udvasya sahatrigbhi sasnava avabhritam tataha. Word by word translation. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. Rudram, Lord Shiva. Cha, and Svena, by his own. Bhagena, share. He, since. Upadhavat, he worshipped. Samahita, with concentrated mind. Karmana, by the performance. Udvasanena, by the act of finishing. Somapan, demigods. Itaran, others. Api, even. Udvasya, after finishing. Saha, along with. Ritvigbhi, with the priests. Sasnau, bathed. Avabhritam, the Avabhrita bath. Tata, then. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. With all respect, Daksha worshipped Lord Shiva with his share of the remnants of the yagna. After finishing the ritualistic sacrificial activities, he satisfied all the other demigods and the other people assembled there. Then after finishing all these duties with the priest, he took a bath and was fully satisfied. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Please hear. Lord Rudra Shiva was properly worshipped with his share of the remnants of the yagna. Yagna is Vishnu, and whatever prasad is offered to Vishnu is offered to everyone, even to Lord Shiva. Sridhar Swami also comments in this connection, Svena Bhagena, the remnants of the yagna are offered to all the demigods and others. Verse number 57. Please repeat. Tasmapi anubhavena स्वयनेव अवाप्तराधसे धर्म एव मतिं दत्त्वा त्रिदशास्ते दिवं ययुः. Word by word translation by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. Tasmai, unto him, api, even, anubhavena, by worshipping the Supreme Lord, swena, by his own, eva, certainly, avaptaradhase, having attained perfection, dharme, in religion, eva, certainly, matim, intelligence, dattva, having given, tridasha, demigods, te, those, divam, to the heavenly planets, yayu, went. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat. Thus worshipping the Supreme Lord Vishnu by the ritualistic performance of sacrifice, Daksh was completely situated on the religious path. Moreover, all the demigods who had assembled at the sacrifice blessed him that he might increase his piety, and then they left. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. Please hear. Although Daksh was considerably advanced in religious principles, he awaited the blessings of the demigods. Thus the great sacrifice conducted by Daksha ended in a harmony and peace. Srila Prabhupada ki. Let's do Manglacharan and then we will discuss. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamlam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Savadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubha Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Bhuter mahadbhir yai mahapuro vibho nirmayashete yadmosha purusha bhunkte gunansho dashatmakam solanka srishta bhagavan vachamsi me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam सतत पीबतम भक्ति वेदांत मार्ग पंथनम सर्वलोक ऋषि देव जन्म प्रसन्नम सर्वलोक ऋषि देव जन्म प्रसन्नम. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. May the Supreme Lord decorate my tongue. May the right words come at the right time. And may we are all truly able to glorify the Supreme Lord, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and serve all the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. So, you've been studying from first chapter. So, this three set of verses pretty much sums up what has happened in last 7 chapters. So chapter 1, if you remember in the chapter 1 of or chapter 2, what was the title of chapter 2? Daksh curses Lord Shiva. So Daksh cursed Lord Shiva in the second chapter, and now he is offering his Rudram cha, that's what in the 56th verse Maitreya is telling, Rudram cha swayana bhagena. Yeah? So he is now worshipping same Lord Shiva whom he had criticized or whom had actually cursed in chapter 2. And he used very heavy words to curse him. You may remember he was calling him Markat Lochana. You are monkey-eyed. He called Lord Shiva, you are monkey-eyed. I married my daughter to him. Yeah? Who was Mrig Shavakshaya Akshaya, whose eyes were as beautiful as a little child of a mrig. I married my daughter to him, and that too because Brahmaji had asked me to do that. Yeah. He's saying, Aho bat dattva mai sadhvi chodate. Brahmaji, he says, yeah, parmeshthina. Yeah. Chodate parmeshthina. He's not even calling Brahma his father. He is saying on the request of the most intelligent person, Parmeshthina, who is the Guru, who is the Jagat Guru, who is the Guru of everyone, on his request, I agreed to marry my daughter who is a Sadhvi. Alas, I gave my daughter to him. And then he went on to curse him. He says, Na labhta sabhagam, yeah, Daivair dev gana adham. He is calling Lord Shiva, he is the Adham, he is the most fallen of all the demigods. But now, that same Daksha, he is offering obeisances. He is worshipping Lord Shiva. Yeah? So what has changed? Yeah? So let's talk a little bit about the yagna. Let's try to understand. So this all happened. So in the first when Daksh started cursing Lord Shiva, that was also yagna arranged by Lord Brahma. That was Brahma's yagna, Brahma's assembly. All the rishis, all the great rishi, munis, everyone was there. And as Daksh entered into that assembly, everybody stood up to welcome him. But then Daksh had, long-standing enviousness, enmity in his own mind against Lord Shiva, and he cursed Lord Shiva. So that was a yagna arranged by Lord Brahma, right? So what is yagna? Yeah. And then again, in the next chapter you hear, then Daksha got promoted. Prajapatinam sarvesham. He was made head of all the Prajapatis. That's why in the verse number 55, Maitreya Rishi is saying, Prajapatir Patir. He is the Pati of Prajapatir. Yeah. He is the head of the Prajapati. He was made head. And then he arranged another sacrifice. 2 sacrifices he had arranged. First he arranged Vajpayee sacrifice. So Vajpayee sacrifice is arranged by the king to establish his supremacy, to establish his rule, to reinforce his position. And then he, after doing that, he arranged another yagna. Brihaspati Sava Yagna, he was doing that yagna. And in that yagna, he had invited all the, Pitra, all the Dev Rishi, Brahma Rishi, everyone except Lord Shiva. Again yagna. What is yagna? And here also he is concluding by yagna. In this chapter also. Yeah. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, when he is speaking to Arjun, you know that famous verse, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhava. Yeah? Yeah. So in that verse, the last line, Lord Krishna is saying, Yagna karma samudbhava. Yeah? Remember this line. Yagna karma samudbhava. Right? By performing the prescribed duties, yagna happens. That's the translation of this line. By performing the prescribed duties, yagnas happen. Yeah? Yeah? And yagna literally means sacrifice. Yeah? Yeah? It has the word is made from a yaj dhatu. Yaj means worshipping somebody. Yeah? So that's the meaning. Now, in 4th chapter, Lord Krishna explains there are various types of yagnas. Various types of yagnas from 4.25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Lord Krishna is explaining that Arjun, these are various types of yagnas. He says the people who are in brahmacharya, they are offering their senses as yagna. They are offering their hearing senses, which is also yagna. You sitting here in that sense is also yagna. You coming here, sitting here, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, that is also yagna. He says people who are interested in gaining, in merging in the Brahma Jyoti, so they also sacrificing their mind in the fire of Brahma Yagna, that meditation. So they have sacrificed their mind into that. That is also yagna. Yeah. People who are doing pranayam, they are also sacrificing by controlling their breath in and out. That is also yagna. People who are performing various types of austerities, they are also performing yagna. By controlling the eating, vrat, that is also yagna. So like this, Krishna explains that there are various types of yagnas. But then he concludes this very important point, and we must contemplate on that. So Krishna says that sarve api ete yagna vido. Yagna akshipt kalmasha. Yeah? Sarve api ete yagna vido yagna akshipt kalmasha. Yagna sister amrita bhujo, right? Yanti brahma sanatanam. So yagna vido is important word here. So what Krishna is saying, sarve, my dear Arjun, all of these people who are performing these type of sacrifices, by knowing the purpose of the sacrifice, yagna vido. Yagna means sacrifice. By knowing the purpose of that sacrifice, what they do? Yagna akshipta kalmasha. By performing that yagna, all their sins gets destroyed. By performing that yagna. Remember this, yagna vido, you have to know the purpose. You coming here, you have to know the purpose. This is a yagna for you spending your time, you coming here, sacrifice your time. It's a very important point. Right? In that knowledge, knowing that. Yeah. And then, yagna sister amrita bhujo. By accepting the remnant, by accepting the nectar after performing that sacrifice, right? Yanti dharma sanatanam. Yanti brahma sanatanam. Then they are able to, people Brahma who wants to merge into Brahma Jyoti, they are able to merge into that. Who wants to serve Krishna, they are able to serve Krishna. Who wants to worship Krishna, they are able to worship Krishna. In whatever mood you want to get associated, you are able to achieve that purpose. But what is important is by knowing the purpose of the yagna. Yeah? And then Lord Krishna further, just to reinforce the point, he goes on to say that na ayam loke asti ayagnasya kuto anya kuru sattama. Then the second point to understand the Krishna is saying is na ayam loke asti ayagnasya. Ayagnasya, who is ayagnasya? Who is not performing any yagna, who is not performing any sacrifice. Sometimes you see here we have yagna ceremony happening, and people go around, people take somebody's offering, and they just take some grains, they start throwing into the fire. So just be careful. Just be careful with that, with what mood you are doing. What is the purpose? There are yajmans sitting who are performing the yagna. Everybody just starts throwing grains into the fire. If they can't find a way, they throw in the air, falling on people's head. Well, what is the purpose? Through the fire, Krishna says, Vishnu says, it is my mouth. And I'm accepting your offering through my mouth. If you come here to take prasadam and I throw it to you, Prabhu, catch it. Is that the right? Think of it. We just get so excited, so charged up. Oh, there is yagna happening. Let me also offer. My sins will be destroyed. All the miseries will be solved, right? So know the purpose. Why are you doing this? What is the purpose? Yeah, very important. So Krishna says, my dear Arjun, ayagnasya, who does not believe in this philosophy or who doesn't want to sacrifice anything, he has no place in this world or in this birth. What to speak of next birth? Na ayam loke asti. Kuto anya. What to speak of? There is no place for them. So yagna holds a very, important place in our day-to-day life. There are 400 types of yagnas described in Vedas. You go study Yajurveda, there are so many yagnas prescribed there. Right? But we have to decide which one is appropriate for us. Even though Kali Yuga is different. Kali Yuga is chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we understand the purpose behind the yagnas. What is yagna? Now let's go back to today's verse. So here, evam bhagavata dishto, prajapati patir harim. So what Maitreya Rishi is telling Vidurji is that evam, after like this, bhagavata dishto, instructed by the Supreme Lord. What was the instruction given by the Supreme Lord? Yesterday's verse. Trayanam eke bhavanam na pashyati vaibhidam. Sarvabhut atmanam brahman sa shantim gacchati. Very important. So that instruction was given by the Supreme Lord. Now another yagna happening here. So let's come back here. So before the instruction is given by the Supreme Lord. Now what had happened was, he had cursed Lord Shiva. Daksha had cursed Lord Shiva, and then Nandi was there. Nandi, who is the main servant of Bhagavan Shiv, Lord Shiva. Then cursing started. Then Nandi cursed Daksha that very soon, Daksho basta mukho achirat. He said very soon Daksh will get head of a goat. And after that, it is described, Maitreya is saying, thousands of years that sacrifice continued, that Brahmaji's sacrifice, where Daksh came and spoiled the whole atmosphere, and he left after cursing Lord Shiva. Thousands of years that sacrifice continued. After that sacrifice completed, then Daksh got promoted, and then he did another the yagna ceremony, and that's where Lord Shiva's servants came in, and his head was chopped off and it was put into the fire, sacrificial fire. So at that time, Nandishwar, Nandi had already declared that Daksho bast mukho achirat. Very soon Daksh will get head of a goat. Now what is the significance? Goat, first of all, goat is very lusty. Goat is very angry. It says, See, they also want to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So, it says that goat's blood, when it's angry, it's so hot, it can even melt a diamond. He was lusty, angry. That's why Nandi said he will get head of a goat. And then that's exactly what happened. He was chopped off into the sacrificial fire. And then from one of the animals who was present there as a sacrificial animal, his head was given to Daksh. Right? So now Daksh was given his head, and Daksh started performing the yagna again. But before that, Lord Shiva had made some announcements, or he had told Daksh will get this, Bhrigu will get this, and other demigods who were there in that assembly. They all got punished for that action, right? That's another important thing, right? They were all sitting there. When a Vaishnava was being, cursed, nobody said anything. But then Mother Sati cursed. Sunahu sabhasad sakal muninda, kahi sune jin sankar ninda. She said, all the people sitting here in this assembly, please hear carefully. Whoever had heard and whoever spoke or whoever blasphemed Lord Shiva, they all will have to face the consequences. Turat phal sab leh kaho. Everybody will get the result. Sometimes we think, not my problem. Okay, his problem, let him fix it. No, it's very important. Other day I was listening in something in our behavioral things, important to, add. There was this person who was making a presentation, and professor came into the class. As he came into the class, he looked at one of the students and he said, hey, you leave the room. And that girl was shocked. He said, yes, you leave the room. I don't want to see your face again ever. Don't come back. She did not have any clue what is going on. And as she left the room, she was crying, but she quietly walked out. Now professor asked everyone who was sitting there, what do you think of my actions? Was it right or was it wrong? And then hesitantly one or two said, yes, professor, we thought it was a bit too much. She hadn't done anything wrong. And then he said, then why didn't you protest? Why didn't you stand up and ask? You could have asked politely. I'm not saying you aggressively object. You could have politely asked, sir, professor, is there anything she has done wrong? So similarly, all the rishis, everybody sitting there in that assembly, nobody spoke anything. Rather, some of them were laughing. Bhrigu Rishi himself got entangled into this, And what did he get? He got the beard of a goat. Daksh got head of a goat, and Bhrigu got beard of a goat. Yeah? So now Lord Shiva, like this, he said that he will get this. One of the demigods, his teeth were broken. Right? Pusa, I think. Yeah? So like this, all were punished, and then they requested Lord Shiva to come to the sacrificial arena. And Lord Shiva came there, and Daksh was given head of a goat. And Daksh then, offered his obeisances to Lord Shiva. He glorified Lord Shiva. Right? Like this, everybody in the assembly, whoever was there, they glorified. Right? And then as Daksh started performing the yagna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared there. And he appeared there with 8 arms. Maitri is saying in this verse, he appeared with 8 arms. And what he was holding? Shankh, Chakra, Gada, Padma, sword, and then what is called in English? Dhal, shield, and then he was holding bow and arrows. Supreme Lord appeared. Now as he appeared, all the people assembled there, they offered their obeisances, they glorified the Supreme Lord. Right? And then after hearing the glorification, now Supreme Lord spoke to Daksh. And that's when he spoke to this Daksh. And the important instruction that I was saying, he spoke to him was that, first of all, he says that between 3 of us, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, he says, they are all one. They are various guna avatars, but they are all my representation. Right? Trayanam ek bhavena. In these three, you should have similar, same bhav, with same mood. You should not discriminate. Right? Rather, sarva bhutanam. All the living entities are represented by us or our representative in that sense. But we are in there. So Supreme Lord, from Supreme Lord, they come, Brahma and Shiva, and then every living entity. So Mama Vanshu Jiv Loke. So everybody has that. And in the previous verse, very important, Lord also gave an analogy that like parts of the body, you don't say, this hand is not mine. So Lord is saying that everything is my body. Right? So they all me. It's a very important point. Sometimes, we discriminate and we say that this person, that person like that. So Bhagavan clarified that doubt. And after hearing that, now Daksha started performing that ceremony again. Right? Evam Bhagavato Dishta, as per the instruction of the Supreme Lord, Prajapati Patir Harim. Right? Prajapati. Now who is the Prajapati? Prajapati means what? Progenitor. Yeah. And also he is the protector of the, and who all are included in that praja? All the living entities. Yes. Including birds, birds, animals, everything. They are his praja. The government is making arrangement for food and shelter of the human beings. What about the birds? What about the animals? Somebody is providing something for them. It is very easy to forget, right? Praja means, just the living entities. No matter chop off the, forest and whatever they do. But that's their outlook. So he is the praja. So the point that he is making is that he has a greater responsibility. Prajapati Patir Harim. And then what did he do? Harim. Architva. Right? He performed Architva. How? Kratuna. Kratuna has come from Satyug. Satyug is also called Kratuyug, which is the yuga of sacrifices. In Satyug they used to worship by sacrifices. No. By meditation. Right. In Treta? By yagnas. Right. And then in Dwapar? Archana. Deity worship, yeah? Opulent. And in Kalyug? By Nam Sankirtan. Yeah. So, Daksh performed that ceremony. He offered and he glorified Supreme Lord. He performed that yagna, right? And then he also performed 2 yagnas for Brahma and Lord Shiva also. Shripad Sridhar Swami in his commentary, he mentions those 3 yagnas. The first yagna that he offered, that he performed for Supreme Lord is called a Tri Kapal. Yeah? And then he performed for Shiva and Brahma Angbhed and Pradhan. Angbhed Pradhana cha. Yeah? He performed those 2 yagnas. Tri Kapaleshtaya Ubhayor Angai Pradhanena cha. See, once again yagna. I don't have the details about this yagna. I was trying to look for it, but I think I'll have to go and study Yajurved. But the point is, let's keep that yagna definition in our minds. Right? He performed that. After performing that, then he did a special offering for the Lord Shiva. Rudram cha swena bhagena. The same Daksha who had cursed Lord Shiva. Sah bhagam na labhet daiver devgana adham. He was deriding, he was telling him he is the lowest of all the demigods. Now Daksha is offering his own portion to Lord Shiva. So now a portion is kept, right, for Lord Shiva, and he offered that to Lord Shiva. He offered that, then he also offered the share for the demigod, Somapan. Demigods are called by Somapan. And then Itran Api. Everyone else who was there, he offered their share of the yagna, right? So how the process is, yagna, first it is offered to the Vishnu, And then after offering to the Vishnu, it is offered to other demigods and then to other living entities. This is how it works. So like this, he followed the proper channel this time. And after he had done this offering, then he took a bath. Susnav avabhritam tata. Yeah. So after yagna is completed, then when husband and wife, they take a bath, it is called avabhrata snan. And ritvik bhi, with all the people, priest who was performing, priest patnis, they were also there, by the way. Priest patnis, they were also there. They had also glorified the Supreme Lord. Gandharvas glorified, Vidyadhara glorified. Right? Like this, everyone. And after they took their bath. Now after they had taken their bath, then Maitreya Rishi tells Vidurji that tasma api anubhavena. Now further instruction for Daksh, or blessing for Daksh. Yeah. Tasma api anubhavena. Yeah. Swayan eva avapta radhase. Radhase means he had achieved perfection. His name is Daksh. Daksh means what? Expert. He had already achieved perfection. But still, why? And what are the instructions they are giving him? What are the blessings they have given him? Dharme evam matim dattva. Yeah? Tri dishaste devam yayu. That may you progress on the path of religion. May you stay focused on the path of religion. Right? They gave him that blessings, and then they all left to their own abodes. They went to the heavenly planets. Yeah? Now going back to what Lord Krishna was telling Arjun. Right? After Lord Krishna tells Arjun that Arjun, na ayam loke asti ayagnasya. A person who is not equipoised, who does not offer any sacrifices, he does not have any place here. And then after saying this, then Lord Krishna further goes on to say to him that now he says, of all the yagnas, Shrevam Dravya Matat Yagnat Jnana Yagna. So Krishna is saying now, let's develop our further understanding of the yagna. So he is saying, Shreyan Dravya Madat Yagnat Jnana Yagna. Oh Arjun, Jnana Yagna is more beneficial or considered more auspicious or better than Dravya. Dravya is if you giving away your belongings, if you are offering money, if you are offering other things. Better than that is Jnana Yagna. Yeah. Why Jnana Yagna? Because Krishna says, Sarva Karma Akhilam Jnane Parisamapyate. Very important. Try to focus on this point. He says, Sarva Karam Akhilam. All the karmas, all the activities, Arjun, Jnane Parisamapyate. They culminate or they complete or they end by getting a knowledge. What is that knowledge? Right? You understand? You performed a sacrifice, you performed a yagna, but if you don't have a knowledge about what? Transcendental knowledge. Divya Gyan. And then Arjun asked, my dear Lord, then how do I give Divya Gyan? And then that famous verse that Krishna has spoken, what is that? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya ubdekshayanti te jnanam jnani nastattvadarshinaha. So Krishna is saying to Arjun, now Arjun, to get that knowledge, right? You should go and surrender to somebody who has realized that knowledge. Tattva Darshina. Right? Because they have seen, they have realized, you go and serve them. Pranipatena, you surrender to them. Not as if, okay, today let me test him. ये प्रश्न पूछ, let me ask him if he can answer my question like this, right? Right? You may hear sometimes people know the answer, but they still go and ask, right? इसको टेस्ट करते हैं. बहुत बहुत ज्ञानी बनता है, you know, he's very knowledgeable. Let's ask him that question. What is the purpose? Yeah? So that's what Krishna is saying. The mood, that mood has to be there. And that mood is best described by Sanatana Goswami. You know, when Sanatana Goswami went and when he surrendered to the Supreme Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's telling him that I am, my dear Lord, Neech Jati, Neech Sangi, Patita Adham. Right? Ku Vishya Kupe Pati, Gunai Ne Janam. So the first line he's saying, my dear Lord, I am Neech Jati. He was born in a Brahmana family, by the way. Yeah. I am so fallen. Neech Sangi. I have associated with all these malechas, all these, you know, non-devotees. Patita Adham. I am completely fallen. See that mood, it takes a time to inculcate that feeling. It takes a time. Other day we were talking, I don't know where I was talking, but yes. So I was just saying this mood has to be there. You know how you prepare, you know, take for example young people, if somebody is getting married in December, for example, they start planning now. What dress they're going to wear, where the party is going to happen, what is the prenuptial ceremony, is that right? So they're preparing that mood. Similarly, when we are going to see the Supreme Lord, Radha Gopinath, we have to come with that mood, right? When you wake up, when you're sleeping the night before, I'm going to go see the Lord. How will my Lord look? When Vibhishan is going to take shelter at the feet of Lord Ram, Vibhishan is thinking in his mind, today I'm going to see the same Lord whose shoes Bharat is holding on his head. See, he's contemplating, he's meditating on his mind. I'm going to take his darshan. So like this, Sanatana Goswami goes and he submits in front of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he says, Apna hit ahit kichu nai jani gramya vyavhare pandit tai satyamani. I don't know what is good for me, what is not good for me. I know nothing. But I am a Pandit, I am an expert in material dealings, and people praise me. I think that is the truth. He was a prime minister, or he was a minister in whatever, you know, government was there, right? A Muslim ruler was there. So he made that submission. I don't know anything. Yeah. Kripa kari yati yadi more kari ache uddhar. आपनी कृपा ते कहा कर्तव्य अमार. See, this is that, I'm linking to the point. Please, I hope you are able to continue the focus. The Gyan, you know, that Supreme Lord Krishna is saying that Gyan of all the yagnas. So that is also sacrifice on part of Sanatana Goswami. So now he's getting that Divya Gyan. And he's saying to him that I don't know anything. I don't know what is good for me, what is not good for me. And if you can be really merciful to me, आपने कृपा ते कहा कर्तव्य अमार. Right? Please tell me what is my duty. के आमी केने अमार जारे ताप त्रय इहा नहीं जानी हित के माने होय. Who am I? Why am I burning by threefold miseries? And if I don't know this, then how can I fix myself? Hit ke mane hoy. Sadhya sadhan tattva puchite na jani. And then he finally makes a final submission. You know, sometimes people ask a question. I have a question, 5 minutes will be their question. Right? They will ask a question for 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, in that question, 4 minutes will be their introduction. I've read this, I've read this, I've read this, I know this, and I think this. What do you think? Right? Isn't it? They just want the person to stamp, yes, yes, you're right. Once they were flattering. There were some disciples of a so-called guru, and they used to praise him like anything, and Guru used to praise them. And one day, one of the disciples, two disciples were talking about the leelas of their Guru, and then they asked the Guru, Guruji, who are you? And then Guru says, what do you think, who am I? They says, Guru, you are the Sakshat, knowledge personified. You are such a great personality. You have such an effulgence around you. Guru says, you are right. From today, you are the leader of my disciples. Teach everyone this. What will they get? But Sanatana Goswami is saying, my dear Lord, I even don't know how to ask. Sadhya sadhan tattva puchite na jani. I don't even know how to ask. Apni kripa, by your own mercy. Yes. Please tell me the tattva. Updekshayanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. That's how you will be able to get the tattva. You'll be able to get that knowledge. Speaking of the yagna, another example, Maharaj Dilip, in Lord Ram's, one of the ancestors, he and his wife, they performed a yagna ceremony, Putra Kameshti yagna. They got a son, and son's name was Raghu. Yeah, they got a son. Son was growing up. He learned all the arts of fighting. He learns all the administrative things. And very soon Maharaj Dilip thought that he is ready. I should announce him, make him crown prince. He consulted his guru, and his guru said, yes, he is the right candidate. And then he was made crown prince. And then when Maharaj Dilip and his wife, they were contemplating going to the forest to retire, Maharaj Dilip spoke to his wife and he said, I have a desire that I want to perform Ashwamedh Yagna. I want to do 100 Ashwamedh Yagna. And the wife looked at Maharaj Dilip and she said, yes, you should do that. You are the right person to perform those yagnas. You've been a good king. You have done all these good things. You should do that. Otherwise, this desire will be left unfulfilled. Now, Maharaj Dilip decided to perform that yagna. As he performed yagna 1, 2, 3, a horse is left. So, a lot of people, other kingdoms accepted his rule. A lot of people objected. He fought them and they were defeated. And like this, 99 Ashwamedh yagnas were completed. Now, as the time came for the 100th Ashwamedh Yagna, Maharaj Dilip spoke to his wife, and his wife had some signs of concern on her face. And he said, my dear wife, what are you worried about? And she says, my dear sir, king, I am worried because only Indra has performed 100 Ashwamedh Yagnas. And you are a mortal human being, and he is the king of the heavens. He might object to this. He might not be happy about you performing 100th yagna. And then Maharaj Dilip said, yes, you're right. He might create problems. What shall we do? And then they consulted his guru and they said, let's appoint Raghu Maharaj to be the protector of the horse. So far, the other commanders were taking care of the horse. So Raghu was called into the assembly. They spoke to Raghu. And then Raghu asked his mother, my dear mother, why are you concerned? And she explained to him that, son, I am worried. Indra might come and take the horse away. And Raghu said, mother, don't worry. Don't worry, I am here. I will take care of the horse. And then Maharaj Raghu was appointed commander. And on one night, now Indra, obviously, he knew what is happening. As they were preparing for the 100th yagna, the horse was kept in the compound. He was roaming around. And one day, as they slept, next day morning when they woke up, the person who was living in the taking care of the horse, he came running to Maharaj Raghu. And Maharaj Raghu said, what happened? He said, sir, the horse is gone. The horse is not there in the arena. What do we do? Maharaj Raghu came out and he tried to find the footmarks of the horse, but he couldn't find the footmarks. Because Indra had taken him by the air. He just airlifted the horse. And then Raghu came back to his parents, and then his mother said, look, I was suspecting this. Indra will object to this. He is the great personality. How can he tolerate you, a human being performing the 100 yagnas? Then you will be equal to him. And then Raghu said, I will go and fight with Indra. And Raghu went and fought with Indra. And the fight continued for a long time. And in the end, Indra accepted to be defeated by Raghu. Because Maharaj Raghu was so powerful. And as Indra accepted to be defeated, news came back to Maharaj Dilip that the Indra has agreed to return the horse. Now Maharaj Dilip said, no, I don't want the horse. I don't want to perform 100 Ashwamedh Yagnas. And they asked, why, what happened, Maharaj? It was your desire. He said, yes, it was my desire. You look at this, I have performed 99 yagnas. For the 99 yagnas, I have spent so much revenue, so much money has been spent on this performing these yagnas. So much time has gone, so many wars were fought. And he said, what will happen if I perform 100 Ashwamedh yagnas? I will become equal to Indra. Or I will become Indra in the next Manvantar. But what is the point of becoming an Indra? When even after becoming Indra, I have to go and steal. If my stealing habit is not going, then what is the point in becoming Indra? What is the point in performing 100 yagna? Right? So the point is yagna vido. Knowing the purpose of the yagna. Knowing the purpose of your sacrifices. Right? Why are you performing these sacrifices? Yeah. So Daksh did not know. He did not have any purpose. He was just performing those yagnas to establish his supremacy, to reinforce his position in the society. But there was no mood. What is the purpose of the yagna? In Bhagavad Gita 9.24, Lord Krishna is saying, Aham hi sarva yagnanam bhokta cha prabhu rev cha natu mam abhijananti tattvena tas chavanti te. And we'll conclude this with this verse. Yeah. So what is Krishna saying to Arjuna? Aham hi sarva yagnanam bhokta cha prabhu rev cha. O Arjuna, I am the bhokta. I am the enjoyer, and I am the master of all the sacrifices. Be it Ashwamedh, be it Rajasuya, be it you coming to temple, be it having a yagna here, initiation ceremony, right? Be it offering free food to anyone. Anything. Be it you doing pranayam to keep your body. Why are you keeping your body? To worship Krishna. Understand? So that knowledge, that understanding has to be there. Right? Yagna vido. So that's what Krishna is saying to Arjuna, that I am the master and enjoyer of all the sacrifices. And if you don't know me like this, na tu mam abhijananti, then what will happen? Tattvena atas chavanti te. Chavanti means downfall. From the tattvic point of view, from the essence point of view, Arjun, your fall down, or that person's fall down is imminent. Yeah. So that's the whole point, Prabhuji Mataji. Daksha was performing all these yagnas, all these big opulent ceremonies to please whom? Yeah. So similarly, let's all get together. Let's all perform the yagnas as in association. Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj, we just celebrated Narsim Chaturdashi. Prahlad Maharaj, when he's glorifying the Supreme Lord, yeah, he's saying, Soham Priyasya Suhrada Paradevataya Leela Katha Tava Nrasingha Viranchigita Anjastitarmi Anugrinan Gunavi Pramukto. Yeah. So what he's saying is, therefore, my dear Lord, after offering so many glorifications, he said, my dear Lord, what I will do? He says, for me, I can easily cross over this oceans of nations by doing what? By hearing your Leela Katha. Leela Katha Stav Narsingh. And in what? Viranchi Gita. In the disciplic succession as started from Lord Brahma. By hearing that, by hearing those Leela Katha, and what can I do? Anjasa Titarmi. Anjasa is very quickly, Titarmi, I can cross over. I can cross over this ocean of nations. Right? Anugranan, again and again listening. Guna Vipra Mukto, I can cross over. Right? I can be free from the contamination of three modes of material nature. Durgani te pada yugalaya sasanga, Hamsa Sangha, by taking the association of Paramhansas, right, who are always chanting your glories, my dear Lord, by taking their association, this Durg, this nation of oceans, or this prison house, I can easily cross over. So this is the best yagna of Kali Yuga that we can do. Chanting, glorifying the Supreme Lord, and hearing the Kishkatha. Shiv Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah. Well, I don't know if we have any time, but I hope there is no questions or comments. But if at all, you can talk to me later on. Hare Krishna.